Ed Michel, like the originator. Ed Michel, very much like Bob Sarasoli, the person that started the office and did it right. It is an autonomous office. It is funded by a percentage of the city budget. The politicians can't mess with it. It's law how they get their funding. Look at Jefferson Parish's Office of Inspector General. It's a joke. It's pathetic. It's typical Louisiana politics. New Orleans' office, it's ironic. I'm not saying you think it would be the other way. Jefferson Parish is so dysfunctional. Folks just think it's well run because it's better than New Orleans. I'll give you that. It's better run than New Orleans, like it should be. It's a suburb of New Orleans. North Shore better run than the South Shore. It's an exurb, but comparing apples to apples, suburbs of New Orleans to suburbs of other city, exurbs, the North Shore of New Orleans to other exurbs of other cities, we don't stack up all that well. You come back down to earth, Jefferson Parish and North Shore, really, really quickly when you stop comparing yourself incorrectly versus New Orleans compared to other suburbs and exurbs, apples to apples. Anyway, the Office of Inspector General in Jefferson Parish is a joke. It's pathetic. It's beyond hollow. It's politically controlled. The budget can be altered by the council. Do you notice the Office of Inspector General in New Orleans, like all these investigations, audits, just nothing wrong like someone doing something criminal? Sometimes it is. The one we're about to talk about is. But sometimes it's just inefficiency in government, money being spent improperly. You don't get any reports out of the Jefferson Parish Office of Inspector General. And only a foolish Jefferson Parish resident, someone in full-blown denial, would think, oh, well, the reason you have so many reports in New Orleans because it's that much more dysfunctional in Jefferson and we don't have anything to worry about. No, it's actually the opposite. Jefferson Parish has more of a political machine entrenched in that parish than New Orleans has. I mean, the Harry Lee, Newell Norman, Joe LaPinto, Harry Lee's daughter is the president of the parish. Are you kidding me? You're kidding, right? It's a political machine. I like Joe LaPinto. He's a sheriff. He doesn't want to be in the spotlight. He doesn't like running for office. He's just like a policeman. I know Newell. I'm friends with Newell. I get along with Newell just fine. Newell's a good guy. But Newell's part of that political machine. There's no doubt about it. Newell's still a political player to this day in Jefferson. And Harry Lee was just kind of a joker, Under Harry Lee's watch, crime in Jefferson Parish got worse. Every day, every week, every month, every year, Harry Lee was in office. That's just a simple fact. You can skew crime statistics any way you like. But every week, every month, every year, every decade, Harry Lee was in office. Crime got worse in Jefferson Parish. And what's crazy, you talk to transplants that now live like on the North Shore, Southern Mississippi. Harry Lee, loved me. He was great. I lived in Jefferson. He was great sheriff. Why'd you leave Jefferson and move to the North Shore, to Southern Mississippi? Oh, the crime in Jefferson. Okay, well, I'm confused. Harry Lee, great sheriff, crime in Jefferson. Why'd you leave again? It's just crazy, illogical, irrational. Beloved and was a political player. You remember he had like the contract for, wasn't doorknobs on casino boats. It was the railings for casino boats. Literally. Harry Lee had that contract while he was sheriff. Oh, no, nothing wrong. I got a little side gig putting railings on boats. You'll get yours, Bill Elder. Harry Lee, beloved and was just a political joker cut out of the Edwin Edwards mold. Are you kidding me? Crime got worse every week, every month, every year, every decade. Harry Lee was in power. Every minute, it got worse and worse. Didn't get better. Just crazy. No, Jefferson Parish has a bunch of political hacks, characters, and jokers, and you need an Office of Inspector General that's set up, believe it or not, how Bob Sarasoli set up the New Orleans office. North Shore, don't get me started. You don't even have an office of inspector general. The most affluent parish, 250,000 folks, lots of your taxpayer money going to all these public projects, all the growth in St. Tammany. You want that money scrutinized, right? You don't trust those politicians. You want to hold them accountable. You're not going after them. You just want to see the books. Make sure the money's being spent effectively. My God, the North Shore should have an office of inspector general. I'll fill you in on the latest IG investigation. It's about former 911 director Tyrell Morris here in the city of New Orleans. And it's nothing nice. Apparently, Gail Benson, who's worth a few billion, has nothing on the Raising Cane's owner, Todd Graves. Bloomberg has him at about $3 billion more wealth than Gail Benson. Like $3 billion more wealth. 7.6 billion. That's what Todd Graves of Raising Cane's is worth. 7.6 billion, according to Bloomberg. 307th wealthiest person in the world. Hey, New Orleans, it's not a sports bar. It's got all the flat screen TVs you like, and it's got all your sports action, but it's so much better because it's got food you love. It's Katie's in Mid-City. All your sports action on the big screens, plus those New Orleans specialties. Katie's in Mid-City, as New Orleans as it gets.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
River Cities Total Maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" And he said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets. Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Thursday afternoon. No, it is truly an amazing story. Bloomberg says Todd Graves is worth $7.6 billion and is the 307th wealthiest person in the world. Now, if you would ask me, and I mean, I'm not like, boy, I'm a money expert and I can tell you what people are worth, but I don't spout off numbers and information that's not somewhere in the neighborhood. You know, I was listening to a former FM disc jockey down the dial a few months ago and talking about like Jay-Z or someone's like, man, he's got to be worth tens of millions of dollars, almost wrecked the car. I'm like, I think Jay-Z's worth like $1 billion, you know? At the worst, he's worth hundreds of millions, but I think Jay-Z's worth like north of $1 billion. I'm pretty confident about that. And if I'm off, it's 800 million, 900 million. He's not worth tens of millions of dollars. So if you would have asked me what Todd Graves is worth, I would have said hundreds of millions of dollars. And if someone was said, man, I bet he's worth $1 billion, I'd be like, I don't know about that. I would have been skeptical. Jay-Z's worth $2.5 billion now. Wow. What is Beyonce? She was like, now when Jay-Z was like, and this just a few years ago, was worth like 700-800 million, Beyonce was like half. She was like 450 and Jay-Z was like 850. 540 million. Yeah, she's like where she's always been, sort of. Yeah, but she's just, I'm just like it's nothing. That's just Beyonce. Jay-Z is more than the music. Investments, so much other stuff. Crazy. I just had an email, Corey at Kaare Talks. So they're valuing each store at about $10 million. I'd say on average, GQ on the North Shore, yeah, that's what I was thinking myself. I was like, if he's worth $7.6 billion, they're north of 750 stores. It's about $10 million a store. The value of each store. I'd say that's probably about right. I think they average about 5 or 6 million in sales a year. Each store on average. I mean, some probably do 3, some do 9. Chick-fil-A's just are absurd. I ask a lot of questions and people will give you the answers. Like the McDonald's on Carrollton Avenue, right there on Carrollton. I think that McDonald's, like 7,000-8,000 a day is a good day for that McDonald's. I'm sure they've had a $10,000 day, but I bet it's very rare. $7,000 day. Raising Cane's will do like double that. You know, a successful one. And a Chick-fil-A will do triple that. Like 20 grand in a day. It's just insane. And they're not even open on Sunday. Chick-fil-A's following is insane. Folks are just dedicated to that salty stuff. Anyway, Raising Cane's is an incredible story. Todd Graves went to some banks with the idea in the early 90s, and I think it was a half dozen banks, 6 banks. They all turned him down for just to do the Canes thing. And I don't know. I'm a banker. You throw me the Raising Cane's thing out there, and I would have just been like, you need more things on the menu. You might want to consider like a grilled finger for like women or people that are watching their weight that don't want something fried. Do breakfast. You could have a biscuit with a couple of tenders on it, that kind of, fingers on it, that kind of thing. I would have been like, I don't know about the menu, just not enough stuff. The 3 fingers like the box, and you have a caniac, just more fingers. You got to have something else. Onion rings. Nope. Todd Graves goes to Alaska, goes on a fishing boat, makes tens of thousands of dollars over like a 6-month period. When I was at LSU, I got out of LSU in 91. The original Canes right there on, what is that, Highland and State. That was Mandy's Conoco. That was Mandy's Conoco station. Mandy, about my age, she owned it. And her father was the original owner of the Conoco. Caddy corner was Cropeel Texaco, the old LSU player. The Rama Rama tie joint and Death Valley Shell. But Mandy's Conoco, right down the block from the legendary Varsity Theater and the Chimes. I think that bike shop, I bought a mountain bike from that bike shop 30 years ago. I think the bike shop's still next door. Now, that's the original Raising Cane's, opened in the mid-90s. And I think the first night they sold out of chicken fingers, the first night. Just the students attacked it. And then he just started having so much success. It's like every time he opened a franchise, it did well. I remember post-Katrina, my sister lives in Charlottesville, Virginia. There's a Raising Cane's in Charlottesville. This was like post-Katrina, like 06, 07. Like there weren't but probably 40 or 50 Cane's back then. Most of them were in Baton Rouge. But there was this single one, kind of a standalone in Charlottesville, hundreds of miles from the next Raising Cane's. Wasn't taking on that area. And I just wondered why I was there. And I believe Todd Graves' wife, Todd Graves' father-in-law, I think, lives in Charlottesville, went to UVA, maybe his wife did, and sort of, hey, take this franchise, you get it, and you own it and operate it and do it in Charlottesville, that kind of deal. Anyway, Todd Graves owns all of the Raising Cane's. It's not a public company. He has no partners, He has no partners. They open a new Raising Cane's like every few days. They're international now. Bloomberg says he controls about 90% of it. And I'm assuming the 10% is sort of, the owner-operator that runs a Raising Cane's. They get the 10% piece. Bloomberg says Todd Graves is the 307th wealthiest person in the world. Bloomberg has Todd Graves at $7.6 billion. I think it's a top 100 list, and I think it ends at $5.2 billion. So Gail Benson's not on Bloomberg's list. Forbes has Gail Benson at $4.7 billion, 580th. Forbes doesn't even have Todd Graves on the list, which I think is a Forbes overlook. I think the next Forbes Fortune 500 or wealthiest people, Todd Graves will be on that Forbes list. Reportedly, 31% growth last year, Raising Cane's. Already just exploding, and they grew by 31%. It's hard to do that when you're growing that fast. It's sort of, you might have 10% growth. 31% growth last year. Sales tripled in the last 5 years, reportedly. Tripled. No, I remember talking to one of the managers just a couple of years ago. It was like 400 plus locations. Now it's 750 plus. I mean, it's crazy. Opening dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of Raising Cane's every year now around the world. What a story. Just an LSU kid, first location, mid-90s, 25 years ago, 27 years ago, on LSU's campus, sold out the first night. No, it's fresh, never frozen, chicken tenders. I'm not doing a Cane's commercial, but it is the only fast food I really eat. I might go into Chick-fil-A and get something like in the morning, like a little nugget or something, but I don't see how those nuggets are like battered in the store. I don't see how nothing at Chick-fil-A looks like they're doing it at the store. It looks like it's done somewhere else, that it's frozen. They claim that it's all battered by hand in store and not frozen. It's fresh chicken. I just can't see that at Chick-fil-A. I eat Chick-fil-A sometimes. Probably the only other thing I eat, I think it's at least edible. I just don't know. I don't get just folks freaking out about Chick-fil-A like it's something special. If anything, I'd say that about Cane's because it's fresh. And I'm a little quirky. I get my Cane's fingers naked. I went in one day, like a few years after eating them, a few years into it. I was like, is there any way to get less batter? And they said, oh, you can get them naked, no batter. I said, I'll do that. And over time, I've kind of perfected them. I even tell them, imagine this, how long to cook them. Yeah, I'm a high maintenance pain in the rear end. That's why I tip properly. That's why I'm always harping on folks that don't tip. You can't afford the 911 oil change or tires. Don't buy the Porsche. You're not going to tip 20%. Don't go out to dinner. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. Be a good tipper.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
It is holiday season. Guys, you know what she wants, a day of relaxation at the Woodhouse Day Spa. I will get you jump-started right now. I got a stocking stuffer or two for you. $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates available. All you got to do is answer some trivia questions correctly, a trivia question correctly. I have multiple questions. You pick your poison, pick a question you know the answer. Call us up via the Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. Answer any of these questions correctly, and you get a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spas. Perfect for her, guys, for the holidays. It's what she wants. President Jimmy Carter's daughter, Amy, went to which local school? Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. You got the answer to that? I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse. Hey, before the Port of New Orleans, truckers entered the port via the McHenry Trucking Road, that road that's on the riverside of the Chapatoulas flood wall. You know, on the other side of that flood wall, there are trucks going up and down this McHenry Trucking Road all day. You just don't see them because the flood wall blocks them out. And there are no trucks on Chapatoulas, obviously, because they're, you know, on the other side of that flood wall. They enter at Felicity in Chapatoulas. Before that McHenry Trucking Road was built, it was really genius. They did that about 30 years ago. How did trucks enter the Port of New Orleans? Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. You got the answer? I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. The Saints have had 3 head coaches that have won Super Bowls as an NFL head coach. Name them. The Riverbend area, the Carrollton neighborhood, used to be part of another parish, not New Orleans, another parish. Name that parish. 766-9480. Some say it's America's largest spirits company, owner of 200 brands. Name that company. I'll give you a hint. It's local. 766-9480. Some say it's the nation's second largest beer wholesaler. I'll give you a hint. It's local. Name that company. 766-9480. And for our Cajun listeners, which I am 25% of you, how did Boudin come to be? How did Boudin come to be? Give me the answer to that, and I got 50 big bucks for you. Now, like a lot of things, some folks may argue the answer, but this seems to be the most prominent answer, at least. How did Boudin come to be? 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. The latest IG investigation, former 911 director Tyrell Morris. And this is before he resigned. You remember that accident? I would assume he was loaded, I'm guessing, because he avoided taking any kind of test. He covered up the car crash, didn't follow city protocol, but even worse, broke state and federal laws. Altering public documents. You remember that? And then insurance fraud, lying about what happened, breaking federal laws. I'm Tyrell Morris. I'm pulling a Latoya the Destroyer Cantrell. I'm pulling a Junket Cantrell. I'm hiring a criminal defense attorney because I'm about to be indicted. Wow. Thank goodness for the Office of Inspector General, coupled with a bulldog, a pit bull for an IG, Ed Michel. The guy just goes after it. Apolitical like you're supposed to be. Just puts the blinders on and goes forward. And he attacks it just like Bob Sarasoli does, how it needs to be attacked. Let's hit the phone lines on this Thursday afternoon. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Rouse's Markets phone lines. That's how Jose in Kenner found us. What up, Jose?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. Yourself?
I'm doing great, thank you.
What's going on in Kenner, brah?
Everything's okay.
Jose, was it on the ballot last year that you guys actually voted the name of Kenner to be changed to Kenner, Brah, B-R-A-H? Is that for real?
I have no idea. I didn't vote.
Wow. Jose did not vote and isn't sure if Kenner Brah was actually on the ballot or not. I don't think it was.
It wasn't.
That was a joke, Jose.
Oh, I didn't catch it. Sorry.
That's all right. You can laugh now. It's all right. All right, cool. Wow. What's happening in Kenner, dude? What's on your mind?
I think I have one of the answers to one of your questions.
All right, which question?
The one with the local brewery.
The nation's second largest beer wholesaler?
Yes, I think I have the answer.
All right. What is it, Jose?
Is it Dixie Beer?
Dixie Beer? Jose in Kenner, that is incorrect.
Yeah, you wrong.
Oh.
Actually, Jose, going in the opposite direction. It appears that Gail Benson's Fallberg Brewery is going to stop producing beer. This company Made by the Water, leasing it. They're shutting it down, I'm guessing. Anyway, Jose and Kenner, thanks for participating. Keep watching, keep listening, and keep trying. Stacy At least when Stacy called was on the high rise, and there's a 50-50 chance Stacy is still on the high rise.
No, I'm not still on the high rise.
Are you heading eastbound, Stacy?
I'm going back home to Slidell.
So where are you, around Bullard?
I am actually passing up Crowder.
Crowder, heading towards Reed.
Yes. I was calling for the question with the spirits.
Wow, all right. The America's largest spirit company, owner of 200 brands.
Is it Sazerac? The Sazerac company?
Sazerac company here, New Orleans based. You are correct.
Yeah, you're right.
Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
You notice the owner of that, Bill Goldring, he's like under the radar, Stacy. I would venture to say that Bill Goldring is worth more than Gail Benson at $4.7 billion.
Oh, wow.
And Sazerac has about 10,000 employees, like 200 brands. If you Google them and look at, their acquisitions, Stacy, are insane. Like, I don't mean insane like in a bad way, just like, it seems like every few months they're buying an Irish whiskey distillery. They're buying a Kentucky, bourbon distillery. They're buying a Tennessee whiskey distillery. It's just unbelievable. Every few months for like a decade. No, it is incredible growth.
Yes.
Based in New Orleans. I think they have a big Kentucky presence as well. Yeah, and Bill Goldring's the owner, and his son Jeffrey runs it. And I think Bill is probably somewhere in this Bloomberg Todd Graves number, the 7.6 billion, I think. But he avoids, I think, the Forbes and Bloomberg lists. I think he was on it 1 year, and then I think he shut it down. He was like, must have pulled some phone calls, some strings that said, I don't want to be on this.
Yeah. I don't blame him.
Yep. Low profile. Which Woodhouse you going to? You Slidell? You heading that way or where?
Correct. Yes,
right.
I live in Slidell.
Perfect, Stacy. Right off I-10 Gauze exit, about a minute off, there's a Woodhouse.
Exactly, yes.
Hey, hang on, all right?
Thanks a lot.
No, thank you. Thanks for calling in. Stacy on the high rise. Actually, Crowder, Reed, Bullard out in the east, heading home to Slidell, picking up 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse. Drive safe, Stacy. Hey, you folks out there driving near Stacy, get out of the left lane. That's for passing only. Tyler joins us in Metairie, a.k.a. New Orleans West, home of traffic. Lots and lots of traffic, especially on a Thursday. What's up, Tyler?
What's up, Corey?
SOS.
Love it.
Same old stuff.
Yep, got one of your answers for the trivia question.
Which one?
Saints coaches.
The 3 Super Bowl winning Saints coaches. One is an embarrassing answer, but true nonetheless. The other 2 are quality coaches.
Let's go Sean Payton.
Kaboom.
Mike Ditka.
Kaboom.
And Hank Stram.
Kaboom. Yeah,
you're right.
The middle. Ding, ding. What do we have for
Stram and Peyton, obviously legit. Ditka was a goofus. Is a goofus. I mean, the late great Jim Finks left the Bears because of that. He built the team. He drafted all the players. Papa George Halas getting up in age. Let's bring in Iron Mike Ditka's coach. And Finks thought he was kidding, like laughed at him. And then Halas was like, no, I'm serious. And then Finks was the one that was, mad and ends up parting ways over that. And we know what happened here in New Orleans. 6 wins the first year and 3 the 2 years following each season. It was just a disaster. Horrible. Anyway, you are correct. Good work. Tyler, do you have any comments on those 3 coaches? All right, hang on in Metairie. Don't go anywhere, Tyler. Going to get some info from you and Stacy and get you some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets has daily lunch specials Monday through Friday, and their entire lunch menu is available too. Open 11 a.m. through 2:30 p.m. For the finest in Sicilian and Italian cuisine, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anyway. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
The official afternoon talk show of the city of New Orleans. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
You can say anything you please about me, but don't say anything bad about Blue Boy.
Down, Blue Boy. Good, buddy. So very true. Do not say anything negative about Buddy, Blue Boy. Hey, do you need air conditioning or heat help? You never know when you're going to need it. The point is knowing where to go when you do need help, because you will need air conditioning or heat help sometime in the future. Might not be this season, might not be this year or next year, but it's going to happen sometime in the future. It's good to have an ace in the hole. Fair and honest, Lucas and the boys, people you can trust, air conditioning and heating experts that come right away. And all you need to know is NOLAAC.com. Air conditioning or heat help, NOLAAC.com. Right back to the phone lines we go. The Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Ron joins us from Parts Unknown. What up, Ron?
Hey, how's it going?
Where you calling from?
Calling from Laplace, Louisiana.
Laplace?
Yes, sir.
AKA the place.
Yep, you got that right. Spell Laplace, pronounce Laplace.
Yep. What's going on, Ron?
I think I might have the answer for trivia for the Boudin.
Yeah, how did Boudin come to be?
I'm assuming it came from Boone, which was from real blood sizes from the hog.
I just mean, like, how did it? Why rice with pork? Why not just sausage? Why have the rice?
I think people just wanted to cut down on the filling of the fat.
The filling of the fat.
Add a little more rice to it. And it was cheaper.
Ron, you're kind of sniffing sort of in the right direction. It's holiday season. Hang on, all right, Ron?
All right.
I'm going to tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Not exactly right, but you're not cold. You're not hot, but you're not cold. Hang on, Ron. Going to take care of you. This guy takes care of all of us. This guy takes care of all of us. Because generally speaking, in New Orleans and Jefferson Parish, St. Tammany, Louisiana as a whole, we're terrible on how we treat animals. Dogs and cats, kittens, puppies, horses, goats, all animals. You know, how a society treats its animals is how you can judge a society. Louisiana, pitiful. Thank goodness for Jeff Dorson from the Humane Society of Louisiana, because he picks up the ball that we've dropped and he runs with it every day, Saturday, Sunday, 24/7. He's been at it for 35 plus years. How you doing, Jeff?
Hey, Corey, always appreciate those introductions. You always go over the top, but we're so grateful. We love how you ask people to join us, chip in, donate, volunteer, because that's what's needed. You know, one person can't row the boat, and I could use some reinforcements. We have a dog that was just found in Livingston Parish, paralyzed with 8 puppies, trying to survive off a paralyzed mom. So it's like these kind of crazy situations rely on all of us.
How do you help the paralyzed dog?
Well, we're trying to mobilize. We have it's usually housewives, bless their heart. They're the ones on Facebook trying to help these animals. I don't even mean housewives, just women in general, 40 to 60. They're the ones who really give it their all. They're out there trying to get the dog in a car and take it to a vet. We're going to chip in $300.
My sister's the poster person for that.
Yep. Without them, there would be no animal welfare movement.
Yep.
There's very few minorities, very few men. We need more. Come on, people, please. So, paralyzed dog, 8 puppies trying to scramble to an emergency vet will cost money. So this is a good time. If this interests you, 10, 15, 20 goes right for that dog and the puppies.
Yeah, I don't know how it can't interest you. And it's not that much Jeff's asking for. Yeah. Have a paralyzed dog with puppies, and Jeff and his crew are going to take the time to help that dog. And they're asking for $10-20 from you. That is a no-brainer. Step up, people. HumaneLA.org is the website. It's holiday season. You'll feel good about it. You'll give that $10-20 and you're like, wow, I'm going to help that animal. And Jeff and his crew, I can vouch, they're boots on the ground, busting their tail. They will help this dog and his puppies, treat this animal in a humane way, the way it deserves to be treated. Why is it cripple? Why is this
Nobody
dog
knows.
paralyzed? Did it get hit, born that way? We'll
see, but they found it in the woods howling, so obviously somebody dumped it. Thank you. I'm being facetious. That's not how to treat a a mom giving birth to puppies.
Wow, people are sick.
Yeah, they are. It's like, don't take the easy way out.
Exactly. No, those people deserve to be arrested and go to jail, lose their jobs because they're in jail, lose their house, the mortgage, whatever. And you go, oh, Corey, because they dumped a pregnant dog in the woods? You bet your ass. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yep. We got to do a better job, everybody. Higher standards of care, bigger heart. Don't be afraid to care.
Yeah.
I don't know where we lost that. Who's the guy in the Wizard of Oz that doesn't have a heart? We all need to do better.
Yep. No, and like the guy in the Wizard of Oz, we all have hearts. So just need to discover it. Just like the Wizard of Oz. Good one, Jeff.
Thanks. That's actually one of the ladies calling. Am I going to be rude and hang up and get to her?
Yes, be rude and hang up and get to her. See you, Jeff.
Okay, brother. Thank you, Corey.
Yep. There's Blue Boy telling you to hit the road and pick up the phone. One of the ladies calling that's helping out this paralyzed dog and puppies. Please donate right now. HumaneLA.org. You can put on the note thing for the paralyzed dog and puppies. HumaneLA.org. Donate now.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 5 p.m.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
Ooh la la, my move. That's what I said. Ooh la la,
That's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson.
Susan Spicer joining us on the program.
Even when they presented me the award, the people that I look up to the most, Frank was there and Donald Link was there. It does cause you to reflect back and think about your whole career.
Maybe the Ella Brennan Award says that to you, like I've arrived.
It certainly is kind of the ultimate honor when it comes to cooking and hospitality in New Orleans and the world.
New Orleans style talk gumbo, served daily.
Doesn't get much better than that, huh?
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
It's been a while, but we're back. I'm so excited. The relaunch of the Love Boat. I'm Gopher. I'll be serving your favorite drinks at the bar. And I can't wait for the captain and everybody to join us on the Love Boat.
Life's sweetest reward.
Oh, boy. I'm pretty sure it's a Holiday Inn that floats.
It floats back to you.
Yeah, it floats back to you. Thank goodness we are on land, the island that is known as New Orleans. So we're kind of like on a boat. New Orleans is like, surrounded by water. We're kind of like on a boat. It's a big love scene here too. New Orleans is the Love Boat. And I am the captain of the Love Boat. Give us a call. How crazy. Our phone number, 766-9480. 9480 spells love. No, it doesn't. 766-9480 is the phone number to dial us up. Rouse's Markets phone lines are open. Hey, the 5 o'clock powwow this afternoon brought to you by Trey Yen in Mandeville. Yummy, yummy in your tummy. It's not Chinese food. It's Chinese cuisine. One of the top-rated Chinese restaurants in the United States of America, where there are 41,000 plus Chinese restaurants. Can you believe that? 41,000 plus Chinese restaurants in the United States of America. There are several national lists, top 25, top 50, Trey Yen's in that number. 5 Wong brothers, all gourmet chefs, came to Texas and then Louisiana over 50 years ago, fell in love with Louisiana, Metro New Orleans, primarily the North Shore, Hammond and Mandeville, fell in love with our seafood bounty. Trey Yen in Mandeville is one of the Metro New Orleans area's best seafood restaurants. And since we have the best seafood arguably in the world, one could argue that Trey Yen is one of the best seafood restaurants in the world, serving shrimp and crawfish and crabs and oysters, flounder, speckled trout. I mean, the honey pecan shrimp entree is fantastic. If they're like more than, say, 3 or 4 of you at the table, order the honey pecan shrimp entree as an appetizer. The seafood at Trey Yen, the whole speckled trout or flounder, the whole fish, deboned, flash fried, head and tail intact. It's both fillets, and it's local fresh flounder and speckled trout. Ladles and ladles of their signature tong cho sauce, sweet and spicy. You'll love Trey Yen in Mandeville. They opened for dinner 8 minutes ago. If you're on the Causeway, it's Thursday. We're heading to the weekend. You walk in the house with a big old to-go box full of goodies from Trey Yen. Everybody in the family's happy. You can pull right in front, curbside delivery. They'll walk it right out to your car. Trey Yen in Mandeville. 5 o'clock powwow this afternoon, brought to you by Trey Yen in Mandeville. Hey, it is holiday season. I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Rouse's Markets phone number, 504-766-9480. President Jimmy Carter's daughter went to which local school? All right, I'll make it easy. Which local university? Before the McHenry Trucking Road, where 18-wheelers enter the port of New Orleans, at Felicity and Chapatoulas. How did trucks previously enter the port? Maybe like 30 years ago. Give me the answer to that. 50 big bucks can be yours. The Riverbend Carrollton neighborhood wasn't always in Orleans Parish. Which parish was it in? And the answer might surprise you. 3 Super Bowl coaches that coach for the Saints. We got that answer. Ditka, the goofball, and Peyton and Stram, the Hall of Fame coaches. America's largest spirits company. You got an answer for that. Sazerac, Bill Goldring, Jeff Goldring's company. Still have the nation's second largest beer wholesaler, reportedly. Local company, name it. And how did Boudin come to be? And the answer we got was sort of, it wasn't cold, but it wasn't hot, a little warmish. Yeah, explain it. How did it come to be? Yeah. Why rice and pork? Why not just sausage? Yeah, always had sausage. Pork, sausage, in Cajun country forever, since day one. Are you kidding me? Slaughtering the pig, making pork sausage, using the intestines as the casing. That's from day one. How did Boudin come to be? Why Boudin? Why would you, kind of, you're adding rice, you're sort of taking pork out of it. How did Boudin come to be? And I believe only since like the 40s. Like Boudin might be, it's like Latrim. 75 years old, something like that. Boudin hadn't been around for hundreds of years. Passed down a few generations, not 5 or 10. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. Hey, Jeff Dorson just joined us from the Humane Society of Louisiana a few minutes ago. Paralyzed dog they found in the woods, pregnant with puppies. Somebody abandoned their paralyzed, pregnant dog in the woods. First and foremost, let's get this dog, comfortable and, fixed as much as possible. And second, let's find the human being that abandoned this pregnant dog and put them in jail, wreck their life. Because how you treat animals is how you treat humans eventually. Could be in the next minute, tomorrow, next week. I don't get it. I really don't understand people. But, I don't understand people that like litter, that throw trash out the window of their car. I don't understand folks that lack empathy and are just kind of entirely selfish. I do not understand that. When I was a child, I wanted the gifts at Christmas. I wanted all the presents when I was a kid. And as I got older, wow, giving presents more of a reward than receiving them. As I got older. You never got that? You never understood that? No, dude, I still like getting presents. Yeah, I hear you. Geesh. latest IG investigation. Thank goodness for the Orleans Office of Inspector General. Thank goodness for Ed Michel, a pit bull, man. This guy's relentless. My only worry about Ed Michel, burnout. He's like Bob Sarasoli, just goes and goes and goes. The latest investigation, former 911 director Tyrell Morris broke state and federal laws, altering public documents, insurance fraud, lying about that accident. He covered up the car crash, avoiding the DWI test from the city, changing the city documents, didn't follow city protocol. Those are the least of his worries. I'm Tyrell Morris. Hey, Tyrell, if you haven't done it already, I would follow what the mayor did about 6 weeks ago. No, not go on the junket to France. That's not happening. You don't work for the city anymore. I'd hire a criminal defense attorney. You're going to be indicted soon. You're going to be indicted for federal crimes that you committed. I would hire a criminal defense attorney, a good one, because you're about to eat a big old pile of you-know-what. You want to hire the best criminal defense attorney possible, so you're gonna eat less of that big pile. You're about to eat it. There's no way to avoid it because you broke state and federal laws. You're going to be indicted. Do like the mayor. Hire a very good criminal defense attorney. Do like Officer Vappy. And I say officer very lightly. Hire a good criminal defense attorney. Boy, Oakland, this is just wrong. This is wrong. Major League Baseball votes to move the Oakland A's to Las Vegas. In the last few years, the Oakland community has lost the Raiders to Las Vegas, their NFL team. They've lost their NBA team to San Francisco. They used to play in Oakland. Now they play in San Francisco. And they just lost their Major League Baseball team they've had over 50 years. That's just sinful. Pro sports just crapping all over Oakland. Just wrong. It really is. It really is. Vegas, I mean, it's going to be like a saturation point, you know? It's going to be a saturation point with pro sports. They've exceeded it, I believe. One of these teams is going to start failing. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. Coming right back. Don't move.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, hey, what can I do to give you a hand? He said, well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place. So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Served in New Orleans' finest restaurants. Leidenheimer French bread.
Tomorrow, Michael Hecht will join us on the program. He's with Greater New Orleans Inc. That segment's always brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant. I know Michael Hecht would love to land like a Latrim from another city and bring it here. Latrim employs like 1,400 in Elmwood, another few hundred on the North Shore, thousands more on every continent around the world. The shrimp peeling machine invented in New Orleans, industry standard to this day. That led to the all-plastic modular conveyor belt, industry standard worldwide to this day. Latrim.com, a culture of innovation, and they're looking for you. For a full listing of positions available, and it's not like 2 or 3 job openings on their website, it's dozens and dozens and dozens. Go to Latrim.com, Latrim spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M, Latrim.com. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. 766-9480. How did Boudin come to be? Who invented Boudin? Like 70-something years ago, not hundreds of years ago. 766-9480. Reportedly, it's the nation's second largest beer wholesaler. Local. Hint, hint. 766-9480. You got the answers? I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse. President Jimmy Carter's daughter, Amy, attended which local university? 766-9480. 766-9480. Before 18-wheelers entered the Port of New Orleans at Tchoupitoulas and Felicity, how did they enter it before? Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. The Riverbend Carrollton neighborhood wasn't originally in Orleans Parish. Which neighborhood was it in? 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines are open. You got answers to any of those questions? I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. It's holiday season, guys. It's what she wants. Holiday present problem solved. A day of relaxation at the city's premier day spa, the Woodhouse. 2 South Shore locations, 2 North Shore locations, Baton Rouge location by the Mall of Louisiana. Check them out online, virtual tour. Print your own gift certificates, any denomination. Book an appointment for her. WoodhouseSpas.com. WoodhouseSpas.com. Thursday afternoon, the rain is passing us. It's gone. High and dry. Still cloudy and overcast. Might have some of that tomorrow, but no rain. Saturday, Sunday's supposed to be perfect. Lots of 60s. Like today, lots of 60s for the next few days. Some, you right weather. Really good weekend. Boy, Gail Benson apparently has nothing on the Raising Cane's founder and owner, Todd Graves. According to Bloomberg, the 307th wealthiest person in the world, $7.6 billion. Yeah, that Todd Graves, the guy who owns Raising Cane's. There are over 750 Raising Cane's locations now. And beyond the United States, international. Yeah, you heard me right. Over 750 locations. Reportedly a 31% growth rate the last year. Grew by 31% in a year. Tripled growth in the last 5 years. No, they're opening a new Raising Cane's location every few days on average. Bloomberg has Todd Graves at $7.6 billion. It's a top 100. It stops at $5.2 billion. Gail Benson's not on the Bloomberg list. She's on Forbes' list at $4.7 billion. So Bloomberg and Forbes, they've got Todd Graves at $3 billion more wealth than Gail Benson. Unbelievable. What a story, too. Todd Graves going to like a half dozen banks 30 years ago and getting turned down by all of them. He went to Alaska, got on a fishing boat for about 6 months, made tens of thousands of dollars on that boat, came back to Baton Rouge, either purchased or leased out what was Mandy's Conoco Station, the mothership, as they call it, the first location, number one. Highland Road and what is that, West State. When I was at LSU, it was Mandy's Conoco across the street from Death Valley Shell. Caddy corner from Crow Peel, Texaco. Across the street from the Rama Rama Thai joint. Now the Crow Peel, Texaco, I think, is a Smoothie King drive-through. The Death Valley Shell, some retail. It was once like a Gap, like a decade ago. The Rama Rama is like a Circle K gas station. And Mandy's Conoco, where her father would sit outside with a big old beer in a brown paper bag and fix carburetors, rebuild carburetors on a metal table with wheels. I'd be going to class, say hey to Mandy. That was the original Raising Cane's. Location number one. Now there's 750 plus. Todd Graves, according to Bloomberg, it's a private company, he basically owns them all. They have him at 90% ownership. He doesn't have any partners per se, like Bill Smith is his partner. I think some of the locations, they have like a managing partner where the manager, it's like the Chick-fil-A gimmick where you're getting a stake in that location. Bloomberg has Baton Rouge's Todd Graves as the 307th wealthiest person in the world. $7.6 billion. $7.6 billion. I think Bill Goldring, Sazerac here in New Orleans, who keeps a very low profile, I think he's worth more than Gail Benson. Some folks say 5, 6, 7 billion, maybe more. Bloomberg has Todd Graves at 7.6 billion. Absolutely unbelievable. What a great success story. I remember post-Katrina, my parents went to Charlottesville, Virginia in 2005, where my sister lives, and ended up staying there. My dad was struggling, older age, Parkinson's. There was, nothing to come back to New Orleans to at that time. I remember going to visit, obviously, them in Charlottesville, Virginia in 05, 06, and there was a Raising Cane's up there. And at that time, there were maybe like 40 or 50 tops, dozens of Raising Cane's. And there were none outside of like Baton Rouge in Louisiana. But the Charlottesville one, hundreds of miles from the nearest other Cane's, was there. And I believe the reason Todd Graves' father-in-law is a Charlottesville UVA guy. Maybe Todd Graves' wife went to UVA, Charlottesville native. So like the father-in-law owns or runs that Charlottesville Raising Cane's. I guarantee if I Googled Charlottesville now, there's probably like 2 or 3 up there, that college town, coupled with the expansion, 750 plus. They open a new one every few days. Just an amazing success story. Just pretty darn cool. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. If you have answers to any of our trivia questions, I've got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. President Jimmy Carter's daughter went to which local university? How did trucks enter the port of New Orleans prior to the McHenry Trucking Road and the Chapatoulas at Felicity entrance? The Carrollton Riverbend area was originally in which parish? It wasn't Orleans. Reportedly, it's the nation's second largest beer wholesaler. It's a local company. How did Boudin come to be? Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. Hey, television audience, we bid you adieu. See you tomorrow, Fantasy Friday, straight up 4 o'clock. You can check us out on YouTube, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. We seamlessly continue the program till 6 p.m. on radio, oh so fine, 93.9 FM. On television, on YouTube, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It doesn't cost anything. Live streaming, CoreyTalks.com, CoreyJohnson.com. That'll connect you to Corey Talks. CoreyJohnson.com, Corey Talks. Corey Talks will connect you. In case you forget how to spell my name, Kaare. Lots of ways to check out the program. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Ex-Sewage and Water Board, not executive, but the top plumber, James Arnold, has to pay back $100,000 in stolen fees and 4 years of probation. The U.S. Supreme Court blocks enforcement of Florida's anti-drag show law. Some Orlando bar sued, or restaurant, Hamburger Mary. They said, we want to have our drag queen shows. Florida banned them, and especially in front of children. I don't get it. I don't understand any of that, but whatever. The Supreme Court did the right thing. Blocked enforcement of this kind of just strange, arbitrary law. It's just sort of weird and obviously unconstitutional. Very selective and discriminatory for, I can't think of any good reason. I'm not into drag shows, but I'm not against them either. I don't get it. Anyway, the Supreme Court stepping up, which is, 6-3 conservative led. They even catch that. Why don't you catch Fausto's tonight for dinner? Outdoor dining, temperatures in the 60s. They're open right now. Sit outside, white tablecloth, outdoor dining, or inside, sit at the bar, check out sports action. Fausto's Italian Bistro, some of the city's best Sicilian and Italian, can be found at Fausto's Italian Bistro Thursday night, heading to the weekend. Treat yourself tonight. Get over to Fausto's. It's easy. Parking right in front. Great staff, great service. Authentic, homemade. some of the city's best Sicilian and Italian. Fausto's Italian Bistro. I was there earlier this week. I was at Roland and Fausto's sister's joint in the Quarter last Friday. Irene's in the Quarter. Fantastic. Irene's is so good. One of my favorite restaurants. Just everything about it. The restaurant itself, the layout, these 3 rooms stacked, then the bar that you can dine in out back, big courtyard in the Quarter. Just tough to beat. And then fantastic food. The best crab meat au gratin on planet Earth is at Irene's in the French Quarter. I'll repeat that. The best crab meat au gratin. You won't eat crab meat au gratin anywhere else after you eat it at Irene's. Irene, her son Nicholas, they know what they're doing. That crab meat au gratin is incredible. Here's another best on planet Earth dish at Irene's. The chicken rosmarino. The chicken in the olive oil, rosemary, garlic. The best anywhere. And it's not even close. Irene's in the Quarter. Chicken rosmarino. You will not be disappointed. Last week I had speckled trout with jumbo lump crab meat in a Meunier sauce. Outstanding. Yeah, and I started with the crab meat au gratin. Talk the talk, walk the walk. I usually get the chicken rosmarino. But, you know, the person I'm with, garlic, you maybe not want the garlic. Depends on who is your company. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. Latest Inspector General investigation. Former 911 Director Tyrell Morris, before he resigned, breaking state and federal laws, altering public documents, insurance fraud, lying about a car crash, and then not following city protocol, avoiding a DWI test. Hey, Tyrell Morris, the best advice I can give you, friends, acquaintances of Tyrell Morris, I would advise him to hire the best criminal defense attorney because you're about to be indicted by the feds. That's what's great about this Office of Inspector General. I've talked about this, the Metropolitan Crime Commission, these watchdogs, folks that are skeptical. And I hear a former FM disc jockey who does a local show every now and then, very skeptical. I've worked with this guy. He's a deviant. He's done criminal things multiple times. It's just how he is. How he's born, how he was raised, whatever, how he is. He's not going to change. He's always been like this. When I first got into radio, they used to call him the Payola Kid because he would take money from local musicians and play their records, like during drive time and stuff, programming a station, a local station. No, this guy always getting on the IG and the Metropolitan Crime Commission and always on the side of like the mayor, Gregory Joseph, just these deviant criminals because he's one. He thinks like that. That's how the world works. You know, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm not the dumbest either. But when you're dealing with people, maybe even doing a deal with someone, a business associations, and they start saying things like what they would do. Well, man, I don't know. Maybe you would steal that. Maybe you do. It's like, that's what they would do. That's how they think. So when, besides being just totally biased and agenda driven and on the wrong side, this guy questioning the IG when Do Nothing Derry Harper, the last IG, question that joker. Politically connected, lazy, didn't do anything. It's like the Jefferson Parish office. Nothing comes out of that Inspector General's office because it's weak. It's a joke. Bob Sarasoli set this office up to be strong. If a leader is in that spot, that is strong. And we got that in Ed Michel. Thank God for Ed Michel. Now, my whole point is Ed Michel puts this out. There's no agenda or angle or going after anyone. Watch what happens. Tyrell Morris is going to be indicted. It just vindicates it. It's like, thank God, Fred Michel. Pat him on the back. Attaboy. This is New Orleans. We need watchdogs. We cannot trust our elected officials. We don't want to live like children, hope they do us right, want to believe they're going to do us right. Let's give them every chance. No. Let's watch them. Let's make sure they do us right. Scrutinize them. Watch them. They don't want to be scrutinized and watched, audited, investigated. Don't run for public office. It's public office. We own you. You work for us, elected officials. We own you, not the other way around. No, every day I hold these people accountable. And the IG, Bob Sarasoli setting it up, the Ed Michel, who's running it now, Rafael Goyeneche, no, they go after it every day. Thank God. Thank God. No, I said it last hour. The only thing that I worry about with Ed Michel, burnout. He just doesn't stop. Relentless. Boy, I feel sorry for the Oakland community. I don't think they've really done anything wrong. I think Major League Sports has done the community of Oakland wrong. Just a passionate fan base. Has there ever been any question that the Raiders football team supported or not? The Oakland A's supported or not? The Golden State Warriors supported or not? All three of those Major League Sports franchises, like 2-3 years ago, Oakland had all of those teams, 3 Major League Pro franchises, everything but hockey, everything but NHL and Major League Soccer. The Raiders of the National Football League moving to Los Angeles. The Warriors of the NBA moving across the bay to San Francisco proper, leaving Oakland. And now Major League Baseball's A's. Major League Baseball owners vote and approve the move to Las Vegas. 2 observations. Oakland just getting screwed, and Vegas has too many sports teams now. I'm not jealous or biased. More power to Las Vegas. 2+ million folks, 50 million visitors a year. I mean, the NBA allowed the Pels, the Hornets, to move from North Carolina to New Orleans. A lot of it was based off of tourism and conventions and getting a few hundred people one night, a few thousand people another night, coming to NBA games in New Orleans, sort of subsidized by the tourists and the conventioneers. Las Vegas is the exact same type of thing. Gamblers going to games, casinos buying tickets and the like. But you've got the NFL, the NHL, Major League Baseball. Jason, do they have a MLS in Vegas? But I guarantee you they'll get one soon, probably. Maybe not now. Major League Soccer, they're pretty smart on how they grow. They might be like, this is too saturated of a market. The Major League Baseball stadium is going to be the smallest in MLB, like 30,000 seats. They're counting on expensive ticket prices, suite sales, corporate. I just don't see how the Vegas market, even with all the casinos, because casinos buying up tickets are great for the owners, maybe bad for the pro sports teams when you're watching on TV and no one's in the seats. The tickets stay at the casino. The gamblers don't go. The whales don't care. I just don't see how Vegas is going to support. I mean, it's a lot of games. It's not 17. I guess it's 8 or 9 NFL games a year. 8 or 9 NFL games. Do the math. It's about 500,000 plus people there. You've got about 40 plus NHL home games. And now you're going to have 82 Major League Baseball games, 81 Major League Baseball games. I just don't see how Las Vegas is going to support all of that. At least one of these teams is going to suffer all the time. I guess you can rotate the least successful. Anyway, shame on Major League Baseball. The A's should not have left Oakland. Should have worked out a deal to keep the A's in Oakland. Now Oakland has no major pro sports teams. 3-4 years ago, NFL, NBA, MLB. Today, none. There's just something wrong with that. There's just something wrong with that. I remember when, 25 years ago, it was like, hey, Arnie Filco, the Saints, hey, look at all these cities. Let's build a new stadium or potentially move the team somewhere else. New Orleans has to get their you-know-what together. Build a stadium at the Iberville Housing Development. Build a stadium on the riverfront. You watch the Cleveland Browns leave Cleveland. You watch the Baltimore Colts leave Baltimore. Green Bay, the Saints, anyone. If Cleveland and Baltimore move, anyone could move. Anyone could move. Seriously. Cleveland and Baltimore, the Browns and the Colts, that's as iconic as Green Bay, the Giants. The Saints are a newbie and kind of lesser team. If you look at it league-wide, nationwide, no. That yelled to us. Boy, they'll move the Saints in a second to Los Angeles. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. Young's Dry Cleaning has been with you 83 plus years, since 1940, a New Orleans institution. If you're tired of your dry cleaner and want to experience the best, or just looking for a dry cleaner, youngsdrycleaning.com, youngsdrycleaning.com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
You're listening to The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson.
Cotton Bowl winning coach Willie Fritz joining us on the program. Have you ever been part of a game that great?
A lot of things happen in the game. You just don't know the script. You got to adapt to improvise. You just got to keep playing hard the whole time, and our guys did an excellent job of that.
How big is yesterday for the overall future of the program?
You got to have the guys who really have a burning desire to get quality education and also be a great football player. You got to have both.
You've always have embraced New Orleans. You've been a great ambassador for the city, for Tulane University.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. My wife and I just love it here in New Orleans. And just everybody, the city's just sensational. It was a dime for every person who came up to me after the game. I had tickets in the old Tulane Stadium. And, I've heard that a ton of times. And then, that's good that we're able to make some people happy.
That's Willie Fritz joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Roll wave.
The spirit of New Orleans. It's Corey Johnson on The Neutral Ground. As New Orleans as the mighty Mississippi, Corey Johnson.
The old miss, the old man.
On 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
Deep River, my home is over Jordan.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us to you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Hey y'all, it's Junket Cantrell, Mayor, City of New Orleans. We've decided to hold a contest where you can decide where I go next on my taxpayer finance vacation. I was thinking about Acapulco, but that's in the Western Hemisphere, and we can do a lot better than that. Think Europe, Asia, maybe even the Middle East. You know, if it's safe. You don't want old Junket Cantrell getting hurt. It's all about my vacation, having fun, and spending the city's money on my entertainment. I'll be flying first class, of course, and I'll be bringing some administrative flunkies with me. It should only cost the city around $30,000, maybe $40,000. Help me pick my next city finance vacation. Go online, Cantrell Junket at cityofno.gov. And have a fleeced day.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you every day. This program on radio, TV, live streaming, YouTube. Brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. Lamarck Ford, the big store, over 45 years. Number one Ford dealership in the region. Lamarck Lincoln, number one Lincoln dealership in the state. Pre-owned service, collision, repairs, parts. Over 15 acres. All brand new, state-of-the-art. $50+ million invested on the car corner. Williams Boulevard and I-10 in Kenner, brah. Right on the corner, right on the price, the Lamarck Automotive Complex. And now Ronnie and Ronnie Jr., they got you covered from the lake over to the river. The legendary Ford truck dealership, Crescent City Ford, now part of the Lamarck Automotive Complex family. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. And across the parish, Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway in Elmwood, Harahan. Yeah, you right. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. The latest IG's investigation. Former 911 director Tyrell Morris broke state and federal laws, altering public documents, insurance fraud, didn't follow city procedures, avoided a DWI test, covered up a car crash. My advice to Tyrell Morris, do like the mayor. Hire the best criminal defense attorney you can find. Bloomberg has Todd Graves as the richest person in Louisiana, the 307th richest person in the world. Bloomberg has Todd Graves' wealth at $7.6 billion. $7.6 billion. He, of course, is the owner, operator, founder of Raising Cane's. It is not a public company. It is private. He has no partners. Bloomberg estimates he owns 90% of it. I think the 10% he doesn't own is some units have a partner, manager gets a little piece of it. And I believe some of the Dubai stores are like franchised out, like he's only a part owner of those. Bloomberg has him at $7.6 billion. Forbes has Gail Benson's wealth valued at $4.7. Todd Graves in Baton Rouge worth about $3 billion more than Gail Benson. Wow. Just amazing. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. 766-9480. How did Boudin come to be? I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate if you got the answer. Reportedly, it's the nation's second largest beer wholesaler. It's a local company. 766-9480. You got the answer? I got 50 big bucks for you at the Woodhouse. Jimmy Carter's daughter went to what local university? 766-9480. Before trucks entered the port of New Orleans at Felicity and Tchoupitoulas, where did they enter the port before? 766-9480. The Riverbend Carrollton neighborhood wasn't originally in Orleans Parish. Which parish was it in? 766-9480. You got answers? I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Hey, Lebanon's Cafe's open till 9:30. They're 7 days a week now, open on Tuesdays again. They open at 11 every day. Lunch, open throughout the day. Dinner till 9:30. 11 a.m. till 9:30. 7 days a week. Some of the city's finest Middle Eastern food. All your favorite Middle Eastern sides. Don't forget about the lamb chops and shish kebab. Lebanon's Cafe.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Since 1896, a true taste of New Orleans. Leidenheimer French bread. Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Producing tomorrow's talk radio today, Corey Johnson.
This is tomorrow's newspaper. Precisely. I already went further ahead into time to see what else happens.
Your View, Louisiana. That's Cox Channel 4 in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and Lafayette. And live streaming at CoreyTalks.com.
Future. Unbelievable.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you on a Thursday afternoon. Tomorrow, Fletcher Mackel, Michael Hecht, Frank Brightson. Our usual deal, our usual gimmick. Thanks so much for checking us out on this Thursday. Yeah, I was blown away by the Bloomberg story. If you would have asked me what Todd Graves is worth, I would have said hundreds of millions of dollars. And if someone would have said, you don't think he's worth $1 billion? You don't think he's a billionaire? I would have said, no, I don't think so. How wrong apparently I am. Bloomberg has him as the richest Louisianian, 307th wealthiest person in the world. Raising Cane's founder, owner, operator. It's a private company. He owns it all. He has no partners. Bloomberg estimates his wealth $7.6 billion. There are over 750 Raising Cane's. They've gone international. They open a new location every few days, and Todd Graves owns it all. Amazing. What's that, Blue Boy? Tell folks we'll see him tomorrow, 4:00. Yep.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 6 p.m.